mynews.studio.
Picture the grasslands of Kazakhstan. There used to be tigers here. Their roar vanished decades ago, but there's a chance it might be heard again. Can a lost species really come back?
Today's date is January 27th, 2026. Kazakhstan is preparing to welcome 3 or 4 Amur tigers from Russia. But this isn't just about relocating animals. It's part of a broader rewilding effort, aiming to bring back a predator that disappeared from Central Asia almost 70 years ago. What actually goes into reviving a species like this?
Let's rewind a bit. The Caspian tiger used to roam these lands, but it vanished by the mid-20th century. Organized hunts started in 1891. Then irrigation projects destroyed huge areas of habitat, and prey like Bukhara deer and wild boar declined sharply. The last Caspian tiger disappeared in 1948. For years, people assumed tigers would never return.
But there was a twist. Scientists discovered that the Amur tiger, which still survives in Russia, is almost genetically identical to the extinct Caspian tiger. The difference is down to a single nucleotide in their DNA. So, does that mean you can restore an ecosystem by introducing such a close relative?
That's the approach being taken. Kazakhstan spent years getting ready. In 2018, they established the Il-Balkhash State Nature Reserve, over 415,000 hectares. It's in the Ili River Delta, which is remote, sparsely populated, and actually the last intact river delta in Central Asia.
Right, but just setting up a reserve doesn't solve everything. Tigers need prey, so between 2018 and 2023, they brought back over 200 Bukhara deer and nearly 120 kulons. Each animal was fitted with a satellite tracker, and there are now special enclosures for wild boar and deer. Why go to such lengths to build up the prey base?
Because without enough prey, tigers can't survive. A solid prey base means that when the tigers arrive, they step into a functioning ecosystem. Back in autumn 2024, a breeding pair of tigers arrived from the Netherlands, from Hoenderdale Zoo. They're under observation, getting ready for breeding and survival training. The idea is that their cubs will be released into the wild, while the adults stay for ongoing research and education.
And now, we're entering the next stage. 3 or 4 Amur tigers are set to come from Russia between January and June this year. There's a formal agreement. Russia is in charge of veterinary checks and transport, while Kazakhstan handles the tigers once they arrive. Is this sort of international teamwork usual in conservation?
It's not the norm, but it's definitely becoming more important. Species don't pay attention to borders. Another key factor: minimizing human-wildlife conflict. Russian experts are training Kazakh teams in conflict management. There are compensation plans for herders, and ecotourism is being developed to benefit locals. Balancing conservation and the needs of people living nearby. How do you even start to manage that?
That's at the heart of it. If local communities aren't on board, none of this will last. The approach in Kazakhstan is to involve people directly and create economic benefits, which lowers the risk of conflict. So, this isn't only about tigers. It's really about restoring a relationship between people and nature.
And the vision here is long-term. In 50 years, the hope is that up to 100 tigers could live in this region. This project brings together the Ministry of Ecology, agencies from Russia, WWF, and the UN Development Program. What does that scale of cooperation tell us about how much it takes to bring wildlife back?
It really underlines that you need all levels working together: governments, scientists, international organizations. And the bigger point, restoring tigers isn't just about one country or one species. Historically, tigers lived across 15 countries. This is about reversing extinction on a continental scale and showing that major ecological repair can work.
At a time when biodiversity loss keeps accelerating, Kazakhstan's effort stands out, bringing back an extinct species, rebuilding damaged ecosystems, and coordinating between governments and scientists. Do you think this could be a model for other endangered predators?
The steps Kazakhstan is taking, using a close genetic match, restoring prey, protecting habitat, and working with communities, could definitely guide other rewilding projects. When these tigers arrive, it's not the end. It's really the start of a new chapter in Central Asia's wildlife story.
It began with extinction, but where we are now is about possibility. Can we really reverse what's been lost and bring back what disappeared?
Thanks for joining us. We've talked about Kazakhstan's Tiger Project, the science, the preparation, and the bigger lessons for conservation everywhere.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it for free.